Hi, it's Jason. I'm going to talk you through how to set up a license information source for ZenWorks in 1141. So here I have an 1141 zone. If I go to the configuration page, there's now an asset management tab there. Under there you have license information sources. These were added in the 11.4 release. With 11.41, when you go to add a license information source, there's now a license information source called ZenWorks. So if I create that, I can then choose to either connect to a remote source, in which case I need to specify just a name, an address to one of my primary servers in that zone, and then a set of administrator credentials. Here, I just need to go ahead and say create a license information source for the local zone. I'll say OK, and that will go ahead and create the actual license information source, as well as the catalog products and the licensed product, and map them all together. Then I can go ahead and collect the data. I can come over here and say run now. Normally it would wait till 10 o'clock to go out and connect to the server and find out all the usage data. So we'll give that a minute. Once it's done, then I can go to asset management and I can see the objects that have all been created. So if I go to catalog products, here's all of the things that I can purchase. So you'll see I have device products and user products, because both ZenWorks can be purchased on both a per device or a per user basis. And so when you're recording your purchases, if you're licensing per user, then record those as user licenses of the thing that you've purchased. If you're licensing per device, go ahead and do that as the other. That way you get the right mappings. In addition to the catalog products, then it has also created that license product and the associated entitlements. So if I go in here to this ZenWorks product that it created, you'll see the license entitlements that it's created. You'll see a suite, managed users suite license, and so as you record per device purchases, it will map them to the per device products. As you record per user, it'll go to per user. Now when you're doing per user, it's all based on what the user has access to, which means that if a user has a user that's in the context that's attached to the ZenWorks system, then we're always counting that user. For device, it's all based on the software that's actually installed and available on the agent. So if you have patch management, for instance, if you're licensing per user, then if there are 50 users in the container that you've attached to ZenWorks, you're always paying for 50 users. However, with device-based licensing, if I had 50 devices and only 20 of those were configured to run the patch management capability, then you'd only need 20 licenses. So depending on how you're licensing and how you're making your purchases will depend on which one you want to do. So the only thing left here then is to come in and go to purchase records and record your purchases of whatever it is that you purchase. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You can record your order date. We can then record purchases. So I purchased a certain catalog product, and actually that's not create. I want to do a purchase detail and choose the product that I purchased. So maybe I bought 50 suite licenses per device, and so I can come in here and say okay, I bought 50 of those, say okay, and now I've got that. Once I've got the purchase recorded, then I can force this to refresh the compliance status, and it will go ahead and go off and update purchases and the entitlements. This will probably go to yellow because this indicates the red indicates I was under licensed because I hadn't purchased anything. So if I come in here to license entitlements, it probably, if I had looked at one of these, would have told me that I was under licensed because I was using 30 of them. Here you can see the suite licenses. And so I'll get my overall compliance status once this is done. So there you have it, an easy way to set up and see the license compliance overall of your ZenWorks environment. isn't based on the inventory capabilities of the product, because ultimately we need to know each of the components that are enabled, and so we have to get those from behind the scenes. There's also a web service that we've enabled that will allow the license management team doing our corporate auditing to get that same data on an 1141 system as well.